Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Did you know that Resource MFG, an employee bridge company in Lawrenceburg, is the first and largest national manufacturing staffing company? They work alongside the top plants and facilities in the area to provide you with job opportunities in production, quality, maintenance, supervision, and all levels of management. Resource MFG has positions open right now to meet your needs today and a full staff ready to work with industrial partners to grow opportunities for this generation of workers and the next. Reach out today and start your employment journey with Resource MFG. At Smith Tax and Business Service, we offer many services. Along with personal income tax prep, we also offer tax preparation for corporations and partnerships. If you're a small business and looking for some extra help, give us a shout and we'll get you fixed up. Call Mary Beth Smith, Marion Matthews, Brooklyn Bates, or Michelle Staggs to find out how we can help you. Located at 208 Pulaski Street, phone 931-244-6633.
Are you tired of missing out on family life just to be treated like another truck number? Since 1986, Southeast Carriers has been a family-operated business based in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Being family-owned ourselves, we understand the importance of family, which is why we value it above all else. With our large number of dedicated lanes and our friendly staff, we are able to evenly divide your home time with the amount of time you spend on the road. We offer multiple benefits with large company pay now starting at $20 per hour, all while keeping a small company environment. For more information, visit our website, southeastcarriers.com, or check us out on Instagram and
At
Facebook.
C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody here to X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. AJ Good here, joined by Cade Schultz. And Cade, last night wrapped up the Babe Ruth season. You and your dad did a great job there on the broadcast,
Yep.
but the season comes to an end. The Pirates, finished the year off perfect 6-0. After that it was the Yankees. What they finish 4-2 or 3-3? Is that
I think the Yankees and the Athletics,
or 3
because the Athletics ended up beating the Yankees last night.
That's right.
So I think they were 4-2 both.
Yeah.
And then ending out the Braves was 0-6. So
Okay.
yeah, even though and like I mentioned a couple times last night, the Braves took another loss last night. They finished 0-6. They didn't get they wasn't able to finish the season with a win, but they did finish the season by scoring at least, I think, 5 or 6 runs in the last 3 games of the season, every game. So their confidence at the plate was getting there at least, and was showing. I mean, they were scoring several runs, and several of those runs was coming in the first or second inning.
Right.
I mean, they was getting out ahead of getting, making a statement early, I guess you could say. But they just wasn't able to hold on to that lead, and they was able at the end of the day taking the loss. And but some positives to take away from their team as well, even though they never did get a win. But the Pirates, man, They were in control all season long for sure.
They had the best roster, the best pitching,
Yes.
and maybe the best defensive team. They just did so many things right throughout the course of the year. Some really good ball players. The Braves, had their closest game of the year last night, losing 11-6. The day before they scored 7 runs, and it was 7-7 going into the 5th inning before things kind of fell apart there. But that team just got better and better.
They did.
They got a lot of production out of the bottom of their lineup, which was really impressive. Guys who kind of come in the first game or two kind of struggling,
Right.
and to see them get better and better as the year goes on. Guys with good swings, just got some things to tweak. But hey,
Right.
I thought this year, only 3 weeks was a lot of fun because it looked like the kids were having fun.
Yes.
A lot of kids who we don't get to see on a day in and day out basis, and maybe at the middle school level or the high school level, go out there, have some fun, play some games with their friends, and create some memories. And I thought the camaraderie from all 4 teams through all 6 games this year was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I'd have to agree, AJ, and it was good to see. I think there was several from the lower end, the upper end of the county.
Yep.
Obviously Lawrenceburg as well.
Yeah.
Be able to play, and that's a great thing as well, to get kids from all over the county in here and in this Lawrenceburg Babe Ruth League, and it's been great for several years. Always has been great, especially in the late teens though, or mid to late teens, when them few World Series runs that the Babe Ruth teams had, and a couple second place finishes, and I think it was 15 and 17 is when the Babe Ruth World Series was hosted here, and they finished runner-up. I know they finished runner-up in 17. Great season, and I'm glad for everybody that was able to play, that did, and it was fun to watch. So can't wait till next year.
Yep. Well, we got a lot to get to until next year.
For sure.
And last year we actually had a ton of rainouts. This year we only had 1 rainout to speak of, and they just moved it from Monday to Thursday. So we got all the games in that were scheduled to get in. So, it was good to see that happen for them. And now moving on, Cade, high school baseball, 2 guys from each team, TVBA. Hopefully I said that right.
TBCA.
TBCA.
Tennessee Baseball Coaches Association.
I got my B's and my V's.
Yep, all good.
Mixed up there. But they now it's their all-state teams. You got Jack Emerson, Jake Moore from Lawrence County. From Loretta, you got Mason Tidwell and Kason Springer. From Summertown, you got Kason Blackwood and Jackson Bennett. All 6 guys really deserving of that honor. And it's great to be named all-state selection from 3 very good baseball teams this year.
Yes, that's wonderful. And when you look at that list, at the top you have the 3 guys that was in each list. For the classifications, you have the guys that was up for Mr. Baseball.
Yeah.
And you have obviously that they made it.
Yeah.
So you have them, and then the rest of the 10 to 12, 14 guys on that list. I mean, that's a good list.
Yeah.
That's a good list to be on.
Yeah.
So like you said, I mean, what very well deserved. Watched Emerson and Moore play probably out of the 6 guys the most. Obviously, being from Lawrenceburg and being a Wildcat myself, very well deserved for these guys. And to be honest, I'm just going to say, I mean, me and actually Luke Maddox, our junior year, was made the TBCA All-State team as well. So that was kind of when I seen their names, that kind of brought a memory back, and that's good for them. Shout out to you guys that made it. Great job.
Yeah, and you gotta love Mace. I've always said Kason Springer is over at Loretta is one of the best players in all of the state. And
Very good.
He is going to Columbia State along with Jackson and Kason, so they're all going to get very familiar with each other down there in Columbia.
And I think that's great for them. And honestly, I think they have the talent to go. To go probably and they probably know. I don't know them personally. Right. I know them. If I see them in person, I shake their hand, ask them how they're doing, that sort of thing. But I don't know them personally. I don't talk to them every day. But they probably have some other offers on the table, or did. I'm sure few maybe. But they could have probably went to maybe a D2 school or maybe a smaller, even Division One school, maybe even Springer for sure, Tidwell. But going the JUCO route, getting stronger, getting experience, very, very likely being able to play their first year.
Right.
I mean, that's big. And then leaving after your second year, you have experience. You're stronger. You have 2 years of, and Tennessee junior college baseball is, I mean, you have Walters, who is a powerhouse.
Where Mason Tidwell is going.
where Mason is going.
Yeah.
I mean, and the other guys are going to Columbia State, who was in the championship game versus Walters this past year.
Yeah.
I mean, very good baseball. Very good junior college baseball in Tennessee, and these guys are going. I feel like these guys are going to compete very well at that level.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm looking forward to it, and
Yes.
and there's a lot of guys. I saw roster breakdowns. We're getting ready to talk about the College World Series next, but I was looking at the roster breakdowns, and someone did a really good job. There's a lot of guys who went the JUCO route, and some of them did go through the TCCAA. But that's just, I know a lot of people kind of look down on JUCO.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
there's really good baseball being played there. I mean, a lot of major leaguers,
Right.
their only stop was JUCO.
Yep.
David Weathers is one of them.
Exactly.
So there's
Exactly.
there's no
Yeah.
way at all you should be looking down at going down the JUCO route. A lot of good baseball. You get a lot of playing time. You're going to play a ton of games, not only
sure.
in the winter, but or in the
Fall.
spring. You can play a lot in the fall, a lot in the winter. A lot going on. You can definitely gain a lot of experience there. But
Absolutely.
Jake and Jack still got. Jake's got 2 more years. Jack has only got 1 more year left in Lawrence County.
Right.
So certainly a lot to be expected out of
Yes.
those guys.
Yes.
They're definitely getting a lot of college attention, as they should. So looking forward to see what the guys, 4 guys moving on, 3 to Columbia State, 1 to Walters, and see what our Lawrence County guys do after that.
Yeah, I'm excited again. I'm excited for them, and great job, guys. Great job on great seasons, and shout out to the Wildcats on making the state just real quick on making that state tournament run, and all the Wildcats, Jake and Jack for making the TBCA All-State team. Great job, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on, the College World Series, Cade. Right now, West Virginia and North Carolina playing. North Carolina's bats have come alive here. They're already up 2-0 as we're recording in the top of the first. They did this to West Virginia on Sunday. West Virginia tied it before a really bad 7th inning kind of came along. But West Virginia able to beat Troy yesterday 12-0. And then Georgia knocks out Texas. So it's Georgia and Oklahoma, and Georgia's got to beat Oklahoma twice. West Virginia in the same boat, having to beat North Carolina twice to make it to the championship game.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah. You can have bad starts. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
It's how you finish. It's how you finish.
A bad start can doom you.
Right. Yeah. Right.
That's for
well,
sure.
they need to the runner on first. They need to get out of this inning.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Get their bats going. And I know you're a big West Virginia guy.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, they put it on Troy yesterday, and that was good to see.
Yeah.
Bats was live, good strikeout there. Hopefully that'll bring some momentum to the West Virginia lineup. But hopefully that confidence can carry over. And I know you said they got to beat them twice, especially from losing to North Carolina early on on
Sunday.
A few days back. But I feel like Oklahoma's got.
They're on fire.
They're good. they're good, man.
They lost more SEC series than what they won. I think they lost 4 SEC series in a row going into, and they lost their first game in the SEC tournament. Somehow found their way in and caught fire at the right time. And shout out to Troy. What a great season Troy had.
They had a wonderful
at one point they were 22-25 on the year, caught fire at the right time, made it to the Sun Belt Championship game, got some good wins against the Southern Miss team, and found their way in and just went through the Florida region, had some big innings, and was able to play some good baseball down the stretch. You just sometimes you run out of gas, and you got a team that this pitching was on fire like West Virginia was yesterday. But it's funny, one of the funniest parts of yesterday was your buddy that you've been talking about that's pitching at Troy. Well, he just happens to be up. West Virginia's up 2-0
Yeah, right in there. We were watching it right in there.
And you're like, I think, was it your dad you were FaceTiming?
Yeah, I
like,
FaceTimed
hey, this
Dad.
is the guy that I was with at Columbia State, and right then, that pitch, boom.
Yeah, 3-run
Our
shot.
star hits a 3-run shot, and I'm going crazy. Your dad's cackling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, Cade just jinxed his boy right then and there.
Sorry, Dylan, if he watches.
He was doing really good.
He was. He did come in. He was throwing good. He's got.
Yeah.
So, and there again, going back to he actually went to MTSU out of high school and then come to the junior college route and for a year and then transferred to Troy and had a great season. But yeah, shout out to Troy and having a good year and making it through and the right time, catching fire at the right time and making it to the World Series.
You won a game, so you didn't go. You didn't get blanked there. You beat Ole Miss, who was another kind of middle of the pack SEC team who caught fire at the right time, and you beat them in their season, and
you look at Alabama. I mean,
they went 0-2 and weren't really competitive. And
scored 2 runs. Scored didn't score a run in the game 1. Scored 2 runs in game 2. I mean, probably enjoyed the flight up there and the flight back more than, I mean, I hate to say it, but like I watched a little, and the festivities and everything that took place. I mean, they just didn't look like, things happen, and they just seemed to run out of gas. It is what it is, but so
it just did. It's like you said, but I'm just so happy my guys. It's the first time we ever make it to the College World Series, and they're in the Final Four. I'm hoping they maybe stretch it out one more game just to get their chances. But
absolutely,
if it ends today. Hey, North Carolina was once they got there was one of the favorites to get to this point. They're really stinking good. They always have been really stinking good. West Virginia's didn't get off to a great start. Going to have to play well, and Georgia's got so much pop in that lineup, and their pitching staff is so good. I swear, every guy that they bring out of the bullpen, every starter throws 97 miles an hour. So that's going to be a test there for Oklahoma. But in that case. Okay, would you say that maybe Oklahoma has more pressure or Georgia has more pressure? Because Georgia's got to beat them twice. Only Oklahoma only needs to beat them once. There's all kinds of schools of thought there that more pressure might be on Oklahoma than Georgia.
Right. I mean, I would think honestly that, just looking at it, I would think there's more pressure on, and you can disagree. I think there'd be more pressure on Georgia. I mean,
sure.
Just thinking, you lose, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
You lose, you're done. Oklahoma, if they lose, they still have another chance. Right. Because they have not lost yet in the World Series. Just a double elimination. So I would think there's a little more pressure on Georgia in that sense. Now, as far as I do think from 1 through 9, I do think Georgia's the better team.
Right, no doubt.
I do think
Georgia's the better team of the 4 teams left.
Right, I would have to agree.
Including mine.
I think North Carolina's better than Oklahoma.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I do.
Yeah.
But like we said, Oklahoma has found a way. They've been at the right games, played the right people at the right time, got hard at the right time, and
they're always really good in the SEC and the Big 12. They've had to make some adjustments going into the SEC. It's a different world, even though the Big 12 is still tough. Obviously, you got a team representing them right now, but hey, anything can happen. Throw the balls out and see what can happen. But I know if that turns into a high scoring affair, that plays in Georgia's favor. If it's a low scoring pitcher's duel, I think that favors Oklahoma a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Get those big bats out of the way. Coming up next, Cade, we're going to go through some NBA storylines. The WNBA making some adjustments. They're going to try to play some more games and also some more fallout from the Brendan Sorsby situation. It's coming up next here on Exports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen.
Southern Craft Manufacturing is dedicated to creating the finest quality and greatest value products in the death care industry. Southern Craft has perfected blending old-world craftsmanship with modern manufacturing technologies to create a full line of steel, wood, and corrugated caskets. Family-owned and operated for over 30 years, Southern Craft is now looking to hire local and regional truck drivers, welders, and production workers, each with great starting pay and a benefits package. For more information, visit southerncraftmfg.com.
If you're looking for a company that can do it all when it comes to building, look no further than Tennessee Properties. From new home builds to remodels and commercial projects, our contractors work hard to give your space a new life from planning to finishing touches. Whether it's new interiors or dirt work, they see your big picture without forgetting the small details. In the market for a new home, they partnered with Freeman Development to bring new homes to the Oak Hill subdivision of Lawrenceburg. That's Tennessee Properties, licensed and insured. Call today or visit tennessee.com.
Good Works at Home, formerly known as The Summit at Home, is a licensed non-skilled agency dedicated to helping you maintain your independence at home for as long as possible. Our compassionate and caring staff provide support in various areas, including dressing, bathing, personal hygiene, transportation, cleaning, and companionship. Please call our office about services, payment options, and long-term care policies at 931-762-2310. We look forward to assisting you with keeping your independence longer.
Efficiency, reliability, accuracy. Move forward with your real estate sale or purchase with Title and Escrow of Lawrence County, the most experienced closing team around. Working with clients locally and throughout the state, we offer a wide range of services, including the expertise of an on-staff attorney, backed by our more than 49 years experience in titles and closings. We get the job done on time at a fair price and ensure every last detail is correct. Our goal is to give you peace of mind. When you work with us, you work with people who live where you do. We understand the importance of the real estate community and strive to build strong relationships with all parties involved in the process. Whether you're buying a home, selling a business, acquiring land, or anything in between, you're in good hands with Title and Escrow of Lawrence County.
Put the most experienced closing team on your side. Contact Title and Escrow of Lawrence County today.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome everybody back here to X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. AJ Good here, joined by Cade Schultz. Cade, we just broke down the end of the Babe Ruth season. Got some guys on TBCA.
There you go.
I don't know why I want to put the V there.
Yeah.
But the TBCA All-Staters, we can discuss some College World Series. Now let's get in the world of basketball. Let's start first with the NBA. Got some NBA storylines. These are the six biggest ones, according to Brian Windhorst at ESPN. The Giannis Antetokounmpo trade. So this is what he says. Milwaukee Bucks and Miami Heat have been in talks for months about sending Giannis over to Miami. The Bucks seem to not be in love with the Heat's offer and continue to discuss.
Offers.
Yeah, there's offer and then add some parentheses. that said, Miami's been able to improve what it can offer since the trade deadline. It can send a package headlined by the 13th pick in next week's draft, plus various rotation players, namely Wisconsin native Tyler Hero. In the end, the Bucks might have to take it if they are resigned to trading their franchise icon, but they know there's no bonus for speed. They're well aware this move could define the next decade. The Celtics are also in on the Giannis list. could be in there for Drew Holiday and get Chris Taps Porzingis. So that's one of the biggest ones going down right now. Everyone they were talking about during the regular season, they're talking about it now as what's going to happen with Giannis over in Milwaukee.
And I seen something too where there was some possibility he may try to go to the Warriors. I seen that. The Warriors dynasty kind of, there's talk that Kerr was going to resign. I believe he's now coming back for a couple years.
Yeah.
Curry, they just signed Curry to another 1-year deal, around 60-something million, I think. So he's back. I think he wants to get his fifth one.
Yeah.
Curry wants to get his fifth title, and they're trying. I think they're trying to build one more team with them veterans around. Maybe try to get Giannis in there if they could. A few other guys surrounded by Curry himself, surrounded by Draymond Green. You got Jimmy Butler in there, and they could make a push. They really could. They play basketball very well, and I pay attention to the Warriors a lot. I love how they play basketball just in general, and so I don't know. I've seen a lot of stuff about him possibly going over there too, AJ, but and I have seen things about him going for Tyler Hero down in Miami. Yeah. So if that's the case, then I guess the Bucks would receive a 13th pick for that.
Yeah.
Your boys just get a run.
Yeah. 2 out. Well, they got their first 5 runs yesterday. Well, they got their first 5 runs. Actually, their first 6 runs of 2 outs yesterday. And
there you go.
After a guy struck out with runners in the corners, they line a single up the middle. So, hey, you get one of the runs back. It's not as daunting now. He threw him a 2-seamer right over the heart of the plate. That didn't tail back to the outside.
You can breathe a little now. I'm sure all them guys.
Not done yet. Still 2-1, 2 out. But, speaking of LeBron, speaking of the Warriors, the next big one is what do the Lakers do with LeBron?
Right.
They've got right now $50 million tied up in cap space with LeBron. So do they deal into the Warriors? They need a big man. If they're thinking about re-signing some of these guys. LeBron, they don't need to re-sign. Maybe restructure his contract down a little bit, because they're kind of over the LeBron experiment. They are wanting either like we settle in with another year with Luka or send him off and then we really build our team around Luka. And whether they're going to do with Austin Reeves. He's a free agent right now. There's a lot of options and a lot of things they can do right now. But again, I don't know. It's not like Giannis. I don't think if you get rid of LeBron, it is a franchise-altering move. You already did the franchise-altering move by trading for Luka.
Right, for sure. And AJ, I think it's going to be smarter. Of course, who am I? But I think it's going to be smarter to. I think they need just to LeBron's time there with the Lakers is about. And like you mentioned, it would be good to try to build around Luka. And start from there and see if great play.
That was a great play,
man.
That saved 2 runs because that ball in the dirt, both runners moved up and that saved a pair of runs.
Yeah, and if LeBron, I see LeBron's time coming to an end. Obviously, he would love to get another one. Obviously, and I don't know. He may end up on the Warriors. That's been the talk. That's been a talk, but. Yeah, and like you said, I mean, I don't know if is there money going to be wasted there if he leaves does the Lakers still owe him?
I think if he leaves, he's someone else's.
Okay, so okay.
I know, NFL's got weird rules, baseball's got weird rules where someone's paying your contract, but I think in the NBA, you go there, you're now
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And of course, JJ Redick is the head over there, and
he was LeBron's handpicked guy.
Exactly.
That's where it gets a bit off.
Yeah. It's kind of odd there, I would say. Of course, you got Bronny that's there, and you got
that's the wheel of awkward.
It's just so. I think it would be good if, of course, again, who am I? But anyway, Luka can play. I do know that. And I think,
but can he stay healthy? That's another big part.
There you go. And I think bringing him in and him staying is better than trying to keep LeBron to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
So-
I agree. Yeah, I completely agree there. I think,
And then, of course, you mentioned with Austin Reeves. I mean,
I think you get rid of LeBron, or I hate to use that phrase, but you send LeBron to someone else. You invest in Austin Reeves, you invest in Luka, and you invest in big guys around them because they do not have any big. Now, there's some good guys. You can get Durant, you can get Hartenstein. Those guys are out there for the taking if you want to go down that road. But I think the best cause of action is, LeBron's 41. His time is not long anymore, and I think you need to invest in your youth and invest in some guys who are going to be there for the long haul.
For sure.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Next one, Cade. Who do the Wizards pick as the first overall pick next week? Do they go with AJ Dabansa or Darren Peterson? So the BYU star, the Kansas star, a couple Big 12 guys. So Dabansa, incidentally, then has been in Salt Lake City where the Jazz own this number 2 pick. Peterson has decided he won't meet with any other teams other than the Wizards. So it's kind of like
there you go.
playing its way out. But, you got questions about both of these guys, their maturity, their character, their toughness. They're very super talented, and we haven't had this in a while, a very deep draft. But these are the top 2 guys there at the top of the pile, as West Virginia's gotten 2 outs on 2 pitches here.
That's great.
Gotta like that.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of questions. I mean, you're always going to have questions at the top of the draft.
Exactly.
But these are your 2 best options there.
I guess you have doubt too.
Sure.
I mean,
sure.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, AJ, I don't know these guys. I don't know many guys in the draft. Just gonna be honest. I mean, you mentioned their maturity level
Peterson was known for taking himself out of Kansas games.
Okay.
Like not being taken out, taking himself out.
Okay.
That was a big storyline this past year.
Okay.
Debance is more of a maturity thing, but we're also talking about 18, 19, 20-year-old guys.
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't want to repeat a lot of the dumb things I did and said when I was that age, and I didn't have millions of dollars thrown in my face.
Right.
Right.
And two, and I think, we can expound on that a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's gotten to where, you're paying kids off potential,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that's where it's gotten to. It's an issue there.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, I mean, it's like they're not really working.
Yeah.
For it, it's there, and then it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got you.
I don't know. That just a thought that just come to my
head. But that's in every sport,
right? It is in every sport. It's in general. Yeah,
baseball. You draft guys off potential.
Yeah.
And trying to draft a quarterback in the first round in the NFL draft has been when you get it right, you really get it right. When you get it wrong, you really get it wrong.
Yeah.
So there's never been an easy way to go about that. And the same goes with the NBA. Now, there's rare guys that you knew the moment they got in the league were going to be great.
Right,
Peyton Manning was one of those.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, I was alive in '98 when that draft went down. Everyone thought Ryan Leaf had the bigger upside, but Peyton Manning was the sure thing. He was going to make it. He was going to, make Pro Bowls. He was going to make it to the playoffs every year, but could he take his team to the next level? Whereas,
exactly.
Ryan Leaf still had more to prove, but he had this big arm. He was very cocky, and the upside was through the roof. They thought the upside was bigger than Peyton Manning's, but the Colts, at the end of the day, decided for the sure thing and got made it to a couple Super Bowls and won one. So I think they won that.
I think they did
on day one. And Ryan Leaf is, we've paid as a society. We've had to pay literally through our tax money, had to pay for his jail terms a couple times. But, not every bad draft pick ends up that way. Next one, OKC. So the second, for those who don't, there's aprons when it comes to
OKC's gotten. Yeah. They've got multiple first-round picks, I think.
Well, but here's another thing. They've got a very young team, a very young roster. So there's aprons. So there's like the first apron, second apron are teams who are at the cap space or maybe go a little bit above it, and that you have to pay some financial penalties. So a lot of these guys are still on the rookie contracts. However, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams signed an extension. Those are going to kick into this year. Hartenstein, Lou Dort, Kendrick Williams are They are free agents, and if you re-sign them for the current deals, that would make it up to $53 million. That you could let them go, but there's this you have this young team that's been together forever, and it's been great because you've had them on rookie contracts. Now here it comes back, and as West Virginia gets out of the inning there, or 3 up, 3 down. So now, it was great when this happened, and you won it. You got to a couple Western Conference Finals. You won a title. Now you got to start paying the guys.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean that's part of it. I guess. I mean that's part of it. Right. And I did see. I mean, I had a note down. They do have a couple first round picks too this year, right. So they could. Yeah. I mean, they could make some noise with some more younger talent. And get them in there on some rookie contracts, a few other guys, and see what happens. Yeah. So I'm excited to see that and see if they can continue on. They're still young, like you mentioned, very young, similar to the Spurs. And that Western Conference, the Western Conference has been, for a while, I think the Western Conference has kind of been pretty much stronger than the Eastern.
No doubt, even though the Knicks won the title this year.
Right. Even though the Knicks won the title, they've seemed to be, the Western Conference seems to be quite a bit stronger than the Eastern Conference. But yeah, excited to see what OKC can do this off season. How they negotiate and around some deals, around some more deals, around their rookie contracts and draft picks, and see what happens.
Yeah. After that, there could be the possibility of expansion, Kate. It looks like they're going to vote next month on the July Board of Governors meeting to move forward with expansion. The two likely cities are going to be Seattle and Las Vegas. So if they do bring them in,
that'd be the Supersonics again.
I hope so. I was a huge Sonics fan back in the day, and I will root for Seattle again. Las Vegas.
If KD comes back.
No, I want Sean Kemp and Gary Payton, man. You guys don't realize how good GP and Kemp were together. But there's two things.
Sean
Kemp.
Sean Kemp.
Oh, dude, go. Not a great shooter, but a heck of a rebounder and one of the most fiercest dunkers you'll ever watch in a game. He was a stud until they traded him to Cleveland, and he gained like 300 pounds and didn't work out for a whole year.
Yeah,
the whole deal. But here's two things. There's the expansion. So if you add two teams in the West, someone's got to move to the East.
Someone's got to move.
So the options are Memphis, Minnesota, and New Orleans. New Orleans and Memphis make more sense because they're, obviously Memphis is in Texas, Tennessee, and New Orleans is in Louisiana. Those make a lot of sense. So Minnesota makes more sense for the West, because they are more West. But the other two make a lot of sense to send to the East.
Growing, and I've always been a more of a West guy, probably I guess because they've been stronger, and because I've been a Golden State fan.
Yeah.
Especially in the late teens, or when I just kind of started being I was a Curry fan as soon as he really coming through in the league. Right. I've always kind of been a Curry fan, but always been a Grizzly fan as well, being close to Memphis. Yeah. So that would make sense. Like you said, if two expand into the West, of course one will have to go to the East to be even. So excited to see what happens there, and a lot of stuff going down in that WNBA.
Yeah, awesome. So WNBA, they're next. Well, shoot, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. That's what happens. I got too many tabs up at the same time here. Kate.
Nobody really cares about WNBA, but we do.
They do now. But,
they do now.
In 2027, they'll move from 44 games to 50 games. The expanded footprint will allow under the dynamic new collective bargaining agreement, which will also vastly increase pay. Secured $2.2 billion media deal and slated 6 expansion teams to join the league between, starting in 2024 to 2030. The new structure extends the season's end to no later than November 21st, 2027, November 30th, and 2028, and a month beyond the previous limit of October 31st. They can also expand to 52 games beginning in 2029. So I've said it all along. Yeah, the regular season. And Kate, I've said it all along. If you want to earn NBA pay, you got to play an NBA schedule. This is certainly a good step in the right direction for them, because if you want to be paid, it's going to be a long, long time till they start making like, what LeBron and SGA and
Yeah.
Giannis and these guys make. But a good step in the right direction is, well, if you got to play a lot of games in order to make it happen. You're not going to work half the amount of dates as the other guys and get paid the same. That's not going to work. Yeah. So if you want to make more, you got to if you want to make more, you got to play more, and that's a good step in the right direction.
It is. It is a very good step. And what else? 16. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah. That's part of it, that they're expanding because they're getting all these teams.
Yeah, because they're getting And again, one step in the right direction, as you said, and I think it's a great thing. And I may start watching a little more at WNBA. And especially with the talent level, and I think Toronto's getting a team. That's going to be the first Canadian WNBA team.
Right.
So that's good, expanding there. And so exciting things happening in that area.
And now in the college sports, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and the NBA, and they're both of their players, and you've got the NBA and the NFLPA's Players Associations backing the Protect College Sports Act. That lauding specific provisions. It includes, while also encouraging further negotiations during the legislative process. So they're trying to move this bill in. Like, I've seen some of the stuff. I don't know all the particulars. I know you got 5 years to play. For, I think 5 years to play 5 seasons. You get 1 penalty-free transfer. There's a bunch of other things. How do you feel? Let me get your thoughts. How do you feel about the government, Congress, House of Reps, everything going on in Washington, D.C., getting involved in college sports?
Nah, I don't. I mean, I don't think it's. I don't agree. With it. Yeah, I really don't. I mean, certainly, you have to respect the position.
Yeah.
Certainly, you have to respect them. Congress, you certainly have to respect House of Representatives. All of them. You certainly have to respect our government.
Right.
For the positions they hold, for what they say, for what they do, you got to respect that. But at the end of the day, too, I mean, I feel like there should be some give there.
Right.
There should be some respect back, in that, to where they should. Again, who am I? But at the same time, they should respect us enough, in my opinion, to be like, okay, we deal enough as it is. Y'all are professionals in the sports side. Y'all can take care of some on y'all's own.
Right.
That's how I feel about it. I may be wrong. I mean, you can tell me if I am, but.
Well, I want to tell this home plate umpire he's wrong. That's 2 strikes. How do we, I've heard this a lot, I was watching Tennessee go through their runs and watching it with Tennessee fans, and some of it I agree with, some of it I didn't. Now that my team's involved and I'm watching painted strikes, then you hear the commentary and I'm like, okay, I don't feel as bad now. I try not to have a slant when I'm watching this, but even they're like, where's that pitch? This is supposed to be the best of the best.
Yeah.
And they're not always showing the best of the best. Like, ABS is coming, whether you like it or not.
They had ABS in the SEC tournament.
Yeah. And their zone was wild.
It was wild.
That was a wild zone. It was very expanded, but I think more of that was like, we need to get these games running.
Rolling.
But anyways, back to I just don't like the government getting involved in that. And I think it all stems back to just a lack of leadership in the NCAA, a lack of leadership, or just a lack of anyone with a set of cojones to step up to the SEC, step up to the Big Ten, and say, you know what? We're taking this over. You guys run your leagues. We run everything. We're going to run the national championships, or we're going to run the rankings.
So you're saying it's a NCAA issue as far as head over NCAA.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of issues there that they have been so passive. It's like, okay, you guys just do your own thing. We'll run
too soft. We'll
run the tournaments, and then the one thing that they don't run is the CFP. They don't they basically let college football do whatever it wants to do. They have control of baseball. They have control of basketball. And we do have we have a good structure with that. This is a football issue.
Yeah.
And everything that's going on is, for the most part, it's a football issue. And yes, it's trickled into all these other sports, but this is a football issue.
Mm-hmm.
And they really need to step up and show these people who's boss. And then at the end of the day, they don't want to play wrong. Well, it's like, okay, go do your own thing.
Exactly.
You organize your own cross-country national championship and see how well you like that.
Yeah.
You organize the volleyball. You think it's all great that you handle football. The rest of these are different animals, and see how well you like it.
For sure.
So I think,
and I guess that,
I just don't
and
want
too
the
now,
government-
since
yeah.
that puts the government, I guess, in a situation of, hey,
Yeah.
the leadership of the NCAA is not okay. So then I guess that maybe puts them in a position of where, hey,
Mhm.
they may feel we have to step in,
Right.
and
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
but at the same time,
Yeah.
they don't really need to.
Yeah,
They shouldn't. I
and
guess you could say.
And I think that's opening a can of worms if you go down that road.
There you go.
It really does. So I think this is okay. They step in now. Where are they going to step in the future?
Exactly.
And,
Exactly. And it will snowball and snowball,
Yeah.
and things may just, like you just said.
Yeah, and I'm
can of
looking at
worms.
some of the guys who are on this committee, and I'm like, really? Like
Yeah.
we're getting like sports commentators on this committee, and who have obvious political slants. Like I want a bipartisan, non-biased political group who really want the best for college sports.
Right.
There's plenty of guys out there, and Nick Saban got criticized off the wazoo for some of these problems, which frankly he did help create, because as much as he wants to complain about it, he's as much part of a problem as where we are in college sports now than where we were before it started.
Yeah.
He didn't exactly try to put his foot down when he was handing out millions of dollars to his players to come play. And he was doing that, and I think we all know at this point, he was doing that before it was legal.
Yeah.
A lot of people were. The bulk of college football was. And, it just wasn't reported, just like everybody else's.
Exactly.
It just wasn't reported unless it was just something really egregious. So I think you're opening a can of worms. Where does it stop? And where do they just go on and take autonomy? We hear that all the time in this state, Kate. Like, we need to abolish the TSSAA, and we're going to have our elective representatives run it.
yeah.
That is, these guys can't even draw straight lines for, House of Reps districts, let alone, handle a sports organization. And you want me to think this is the best thing for high school sports in the state of Tennessee? I mean, come on, and then clearly they can corrupt that.
Right.
They can corrupt the NCAA. They can corrupt the TSSAA. That's all they do.
That's all they do.
We all know how politicians work in this country. That's basically what they do, and you're running into a can of worms at that point.
I think, yes.
Sorry, that was a long-winded rant.
And they couldn't tell you a touchdown from a field goal.
No, they don't know what pass interference is. They don't know what a strike is, but they do know what a paycheck is.
Yeah.
And they know that one very well. Finally, to the Brendan Sorsby situation, Cincinnati's old coach, Scott Satterfield, was talking about how he's already received a flood of phone calls from NFL representatives about Sorsby. Obviously he was the last guy that he coached. So, about his character, about that sort of stuff. He expects more as a supplemental draft is coming up here soon. So there's, the way I look at it is we dodged a bullet with all of this, but, it's not going to be the first. It's the first, but it's not going to be the last.
Right,
and I think somebody at some point is going to find a creative way to get the next one.
Exactly. And, I think it happened, for a reason, obviously. And I think at the end of the day, I think it was handled not just terribly.
Right. Yeah.
I think things could have got out of hand, and things could have been handled a lot differently, and it could have been a can of worms could be opened, and things could have spread from this and snowballed and gotten a lot bigger, because I think Texas Tech realized that was that's what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So again, coming from this, I think college teams can look at this. I think other teams can look at this and see and dive in deeper on their athletes probably, and dive in a little bit on, hey, setting probably their standards a little higher, or just set them, period.
Yeah.
You know, just set them.
Yeah.
And say, okay, listen, we're going to abide by this.
Yeah.
And obviously there's going to be some things, probably people get in trouble. The kids are going to be kids. 20-year-olds are going to be some 20-year-olds, whatever. But at the time, there's a line.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't need to cross that line.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can, some teams, some coaches, some whoever can learn from this situation, and I hope the best for Sorsby wherever.
Yeah, I do too.
Wherever.
I hope he gets better. I hope
wherever. I hope he does too.
His addiction.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it should have been about him and overcoming this, and then it became this whole circus. Because
right. Yeah.
Because everyone had what was best for Texas Tech and what was best for them at the end of the day, and it really wasn't what was best for him.
You made a good point there. It needed to be about what was best for Sorsby at the end of the day, and focus on how can we help him and focus on him. Yeah. And I think if they and people surrounding that area down there would have focused more on that, then things would have fell better into place, and it wouldn't have gotten it wouldn't have grew like it did. Yeah. So
I agree, Cade. Well, that will do it here for Exports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. Cade and I will be joined by Michael on a Friday. So have a great rest of your Wednesday and Thursday, and we'll see you guys on Friday.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.